Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today we will switch gears and talk about Xiu Dao. It has been quite a while since the last Xiu Dao video. This is the 10th video of the Xiu Dao lecture series. I recommend you watch all of the previous videos in order to understand this one better, since the way I introduce these topics is based on the sequence of important knowledge of the Xiu Dao system. In other words, today's topic is built upon prior topics. Even though each topic can be studied separately, it is better to watch them all if you want to understand them in a more systematic way. In today's video, I will focus on a key term of Xiu Dao practice, 合车. Topic covers in today's video include: first, introduction to 合车; second, 合车 concept in Xiu Dao; third, 合车 application in Xiu Dao; fourth, practice time; and fifth, takeaways. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Topic 1. Introduction to 合车. The Chinese term 合车 consists of two words. The first word 河 means river. The second word 车 means cart or carriage. So, what is 合车? Well, literally speaking, 合车, which you can see here, was an agricultural device used to elevate water from a lower place to a higher place to irrigate farms. You may better know this device as a Waterwheel. The 合车 existed in different shapes and designs, but its basic function and structure remained the same throughout its existence for 2,000 years in China. By the way, China was an agrarian society for thousands of years, and its agricultural development was very slow compared to many other countries in the last couple of centuries in terms of agricultural technology. For example, the 水车 was obsoleted only a few decades ago. Now, you may wonder why I'm talking about this device. Well, some of you, if not all, may be aware that most of the terms used in Xiu Dao were written in a cryptical language, meaning that literal translation cannot help practitioners grasp the real meaning behind the words. So, in Xiu Dao, Waterwheel or 合车 is used to describe a specific practice which will be introduced in the next topic. Topic 2. 合车 concept in Xiu Dao. 合车 is a very important concept in Xiu Dao. Like anything else in Xiu Dao, 合车 also has had multiple meanings in different historical periods. In order to fully understand 合车, I'd like to introduce all of the most important explanations of 合车 in a historical context. First, the book 周易参同契 or the kinship of the three is considered one of the most important documents in Chinese alchemy. Scholars believe that the author Wei Boyang, who lived about 1,800 years ago, used external alchemy to express internal alchemy practice. In 周易参同契, Wei Boyang said that 合车 is 五金之主北方合车. 五 means 5, 金 means metal, 之 means 8, 主 means master, 北 means north, 方 means direction, 河 means river, 车 means carriage. Put together, it means the master of 5 metals is the 合车 in the north direction. I have intentionally used the term 合车 here instead of its translation since Wei Boyang did not provide any further explanation of this term. So, what does the north direction imply? In Taoism, north means water. By the way, 5 metals means 5 elements here. So according to Wei Boyang, 和车 is the water elements in the 5 elements. Second, the book 中吕传道集 or Taoist teaching by Zhong and Lü, said to be written by Shi Jianwu, a Taoist scholar during the Tang Dynasty around 1150 years ago. By the way, the 2 names Zhong and Lü mentioned in the title of the book are 2 important figures in Taoist history, 2 of the 8 immortals. Zhong is the Zhong Liquan, a figure from about 1,800 years ago, and Lü is Lü Dongbin, a figure from about 1,200 years ago. In 中理传道集, Shi Jianwu used the term 水府真一之气 to explain the term 和车. 水 means water, 府 means palace, 真 means real, 一 means one, 知 means eight, 气 means energy. Put together, it translates to 和车 is the real energy in the water palace. By the way, water palace is another cryptical name for the kidneys. So, 和车, according to Shi Jianwu, is the primordial energy in the kidney. Since we have 2 kidneys, and the 2 kidneys are like sun and moon, or also like 2 water wheels, which means that energy in the 2 kidneys coordinates together and keep moving as water wheels. 3. In the same book, 中吕传道集, its author Shi Jianwu also explained the term 和车 as 3 levels of practice in Xiu Dao. The first level is the result of tiger and dragon merging together, called 小和车 or small 和车. The second level is the generation of a large medicine is ready, called 大和车 or large 和车. And the third and final level is spirit merges with Dao, which is called 紫和车 or purple 和车. By the way, the terms small, large medicine, and purple have specific meanings, which will be explained in the future. So basically, 和车 here means 3 levels of practice in refining energy in Xiu Dao. Fourth, there are some other explanations of 和车 in history. In the interest of time, I'd like to skip all of the others and only focus on the most detailed explanation of the term 和车 introduced by Li Hanxu. Before going any further, let me introduce Li Hanxu first. Li Hanxu, a prominent Taoist figure, was active about 160 years ago in Sichuan province. He also created the West School of Taoism. He claimed to have a practice with Lü Dongbin and Zhang Sanfeng. Both Lü Dongbin and Zhang Sanfeng were way before his time by about 1,000 and a few hundred years, respectively. In Taoism, it is a common phenomenon that some people claim to have studied with immortals. Now, it's up to you whether to believe it or not. Personally, I find it hard to agree with this claim, but in the end, it is related to each individual's belief system. I have to say that he was one of the most important Taoist scholars in the last few centuries. I chose to only focus on his writing and not his claim of studying with immortals. So, how does Li Hanxu explain 和车? According to Li Hanxu's work, for example, his book 三车秘旨 or secret principle of 三车. 合车 also can be called 三车. 三 means three and 车 means cart. Put together, it means three cars or three carriages. He also said that there are three types of the 合车, or actually, the term three type of 合车 implies the same Xiu Dao practice at three different levels. They are 小周天, 玉叶合车, and 大周天. I will explain them one by one. So, Li Hanxu said that the first level of 合车 is 运气, or cultivating and moving the energy. 玉 means cultivating and moving. 气 means energy. 运气 is another name for 小周天 or small orbit practice. The basic concept according to the Western school of Taoism is that the Xuan Guan or mystery gate will emerge during a deep relaxed state. Then practitioners will gather the energy accordingly. If you are unfamiliar with the term Xuan Guan, I have a prior video titled Mystery Gate or Xuan Guan in Xiu Dao number 7. If you have not watched it yet, I highly recommend you watch it first. Link is in the description. The second stage depends on completion of the first, which is achieving small medicine or 小药 in Xiu Dao terminology. 小 means small and 药 means medicine. In other words, 小药 is the initial stage of refining inner energy. The second stage is called 玉叶合车. 玉 means jade, 叶 means liquid. 玉叶 here means that inner energy is circulating in the body. By the way, please keep in mind that different schools of Taoism have different approaches and practice at this stage. The third and the final stage is called 大周天. 大 means large, 周天 means orbit. So the term 大周天 in English is large orbit practice. 大周天 is the stage in which the energy returns to emptiness. Emptiness is an important Xiu Dao term and will be explained in the future. So, according to Li Hanxu, there are three levels of 合车 and each of them represents a different level of practice in the energy refinement process. To summarize this section, there are different explanations of 合车 in history ranging from a static area to a dynamic concept or energy circulation and refinement process. Therefore, in the future, please determine the specific meaning of 合车 according to its context, or else you will not be able to understand 合车 at all. Topic 3. 合车 application in Xiu Dao. I have to say that 合车 is a concept instead of a specific practical method. Even though it may seem that there is a practice about how to move energy from one place to another, the essence of 合车 is more about a process of how to refine the energy according to the requirements of different levels. Yes, it is true that different schools may have a different practice and theories to 合车 practice in terms of using different methods and terms. But overall, it is the process of energy refinement that goes from a local to an overall energy practice in and out of the body. Also, a key concept of 合车 is that we should focus on the energy refinement or energy circulation, not the mental circulation. Very often, people just visualize the circulation without accumulating sufficient energy, which is mental circulation. The strength of 合车 lies in this process. We circulate our vital energy, not the mind alone. It is akin to carrying water from a lower place to a higher place by using the Heche, the agricultural irrigation device. In the irrigation process, the device carries water instead of air, while in Xiu Dao, the Heche carries energy, not the mind alone. There exists the term 和车空转 used to describe the wrong practice of 和车. 空 means empty, 转 means turning or circulating. Put together, 和车空转 means that the water wheel carries nothing but air. While in Xiu Dao, 和车空转 means that you only circulate your mind instead of vital energy, which is useless in practice. Also, according to Li Hanxu, there are 3 levels of Heche practice, ranging from the basic to the more advanced, or from little orbit to large orbit. Bear in mind, any advanced practice should build upon basic practice. Never skip a step in order to go faster, or else you will get nothing. There are some of the most important Heche concepts applicable to Xiu Dao practice. In the interest of time, I will leave further topics for the future. Now, let's look at some specific Heche practice. Topic 4. Practice time. Like I have said in the prior sections, the Heche concept and its practice should be built upon a solid foundation of the prior discussed concepts. It is impossible to introduce the comprehensive Heche practice without any prior experience. However, I'd like to introduce an exercise that can be used as a preparation form of Xiu Dao practice. You will notice that it is the dynamic form instead of a static form. The objective of this exercise is to strengthen the energy flow in the body and then make the body ready for static practice. You can keep a sitting posture or standing posture per your convenience. Personally, I prefer a sitting posture. You do not have to keep your legs crossed. Keep the tips of your thumbs and index finger steadily connected. Naturally, relax other fingers while maintaining the bent posture. Hands face upward. Now, the hands slowly move upward and just over the head. Now, the hands move downward while the thumbs and the index finger separates. Hands face downward. Then breathe naturally and repeat this movement as many times as you want. It's better to practice for 3 minutes before switching to any other exercise. You can keep your eyes closed when you move your hands upward and downward. Focus on the hand movement and imagine that your hands are moving inside of your body. Keep the tip of your tongue slightly touched to the upper palate. Breathe naturally. Do not intentionally coordinate the movement with your breath. After you finish this exercise, you can put your hands on your knees and maintain awareness of the whole body for at least half the time you spend on the exercise. Topic 5. Takeaways. First, Heche or Waterwheel was an irrigation device used in China when it was mostly an agrarian society. Over time, Taoists adopted Heche to describe the process of refinement of energy. Second, there are many explanations for Heche in the context of Xiu Daoism. I prefer Li Hanxu's explanation. There are 3 types of Heche: 小周天, 玉叶Heche, and 大周天. Fourth, Heche focuses on energy refinement or energy circulation, not just the mere mental circulation. Fifth, make sure to check out the practice section for an exercise related to 合车. So that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and enjoy your practice.